for the simple, they don't care who dies, uh, how they die, or how many people are hurt by it. I'm talking about families uh, that don't have,
Yeah.
their brothers or uncles or dads. But I believe that even though the excuse that we were given was that the North Vietnamese uh, attacked one of our military ships that was out on the Tonkin, and but I don't know. You don't, as a soldier, whether you're Marine, Army, Navy, whatever, you don't question that. If you go in the military and there's a war going on and you get uh, pretty much any, meeny, miny, mo, you go to the war and you're staying here in the States, or you're going to be supply, or you're going to be uh, whatever job you have. But if you're out here, you don't have a choice in the matter. I think a lot of times this country keeps creating wars for the people that need to make money from wars.
Yeah.
The big industrial complex that we have, the Rockefellers and the Kennedys and you name it, the big name guy, the Bushes, those people, Clintons probably, Obama, I don't know. But I think they kind of scratch each other's backs, because look at us, we had World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam, Middle East. Right now we're thinking about, ISIS is now big pain in the butt for everybody because they're here now.
Yeah, but wasn't it started like by the U.S. ISIS?
The war in Vietnam.
No, ISIS.
It was pretty much, because I think if we wouldn't have been so, chomping at the bit to go get Saddam and some of the other leaders from the Middle East, we probably wouldn't be in the mess we're in right now. But I think again, I know why they claim that Vietnam was started because of the attack that the bad guys committed on that Navy ship that was out there. But I think in reality, we probably pushed the envelope. In other words, this is the line. We were supposed to stay on this side, and once we crossed over to what they consider, when I say they, Vietnam, North Vietnam, what they consider their territory, if we crossed over or even came too close to the edge, that's probably the reason why they fired on the ship. So I think we probably provoked them, and so as a result, we have 68,000 guys that got killed in Vietnam.
Yeah.
We have another memorial that we keep building memorials. Memorial for Vietnam, memorial for
every war.
I mean, have either of you ever gone to Washington D.C.?
No, I'm going this summer though. I'm actually going to. Yeah, I'm going to the.
Oh, you got it. You got to look. You got to see the memorials.
There was a controversy over the design for that, because I think Korean or Vietnamese woman designed it. And it was an anonymous design. And when they selected the winner, and they found out that
there was, because we didn't like it. We didn't like it at the time when we, I felt the same way. I think every soldier, every guy that went over there wanted it to be anything but an Oriental, anything but a Vietnamese, or I don't know if she was Vietnamese. I think she was Chinese or Japanese. The young lady that whose design was picked. But it's a very beautiful design. I mean, it's a very beautiful, beautiful in the way it was designed. And when you go there, the first time I went there, I didn't expect the kind of reaction. I was crying like a little kid. I was crying because I remembered, you walk up to this thing and you walk up to this wall and you see this, and then you walk up to one of the panels. For me, when I walked up to one of the panels, my friends were there. the names of some of the guys that I served with were on this wall. And you know, you want to say thank you. You want to say, I don't know, you have so much to say to them, but just a black granite with their name inscribed on it. In DC we have this memorial. In Sacramento we have another memorial with the names of the soldiers that died from California. And I was over there also. I have a picture at home where when I was at the memorial, they, you know, I was had my hand on the memorial in Sacramento, and the photographer for the Sacramento paper, Sacramento Bee, I think, took my picture. It was on the cover of Sacramento Bee back when they did the presentation of the wall in Sacramento. But when you walk up to this wall, everybody gets a different feeling. Even though you don't know, you may not know the people on here. Each name is somebody's son. Could have been somebody's dad.
Yeah,
and that's what I tell. That's what I tell my daughter. I said, you know, when one year she called me and she said it was the Cinco de Mayo, and she said, Dad, happy Cinco de Mayo. And I said, Babe, what do you call me on Cinco de Mayo for? I said, call me when it's Memorial Day, which is coming up. Call me on Veterans Day and tell me, you know, wish me well or something. I said, I want you to watch on either Veterans Day or Memorial Day. There's some programs that come on TV where some of the girls, they're now grown women, but some of the girls that lost their dads will, you know, they'll be interviewed kind of like what we're doing, and they'll tell their story about how they grew up without their dad. My mom, she would call me like on Veterans Day. She passed away, coming up on 2 years now, but before she passed away, she would call me on Veterans Day. She would make me cry. She'd make me cry because, you know, she started telling me about how much she heard, how painful it was for her, because she didn't know if I was coming back.
Yeah.
She didn't know if I was going to be.
And then I'm pretty sure like everything they displayed on TV.
Yeah, and then they see the stuff on TV and they think, wow. You know, my brother is another one that calls me. My baby brother, he called me on Veterans Day also, and he tells me, you know what? He says, I've been watching some of the coverage on how they do the war now, from back when I was over there. He says, I can't believe what I see. I can't believe that you made it through that stuff, you know, because they show the actual combat, sometimes combat scenes, not these quiet times, you know, but the actual, when we're in a firefight and people are dying and you're calling for the corpsman and you know that somebody got wounded and you're sitting there with them, and you know the severity of their wounds, and some are not going to make it, but you're not going to tell your buddy, you know what, doesn't look good, you know, you just keep encouraging them, you know, you're going to be okay, you'll be okay, and it happened many times. So, but it's the stuff that you see and the stuff that you go through, that when you come back, you don't you're not ready. You know, you need, everybody that goes to war needs to have some kind of counseling or some type of group therapy to be able to function, because there's too many things in your head that you cannot, just because you get on the airplane and you're no longer in Vietnam, all the memories come with you.
Yeah.
So you've got all that stuff, all that baggage, and you can't just get rid of it. When you get together with your family, you have a homecoming, you know, yeah, we're happy to see you, and the next day you're supposed to be like, okay, I'm home, I'm good. You're not, you know, you're not. Your head is still not together. I personally, I went through probably about 15 years of counseling to get my head together, to get my life together, divorced, and you know, that kind of stuff. That alcohol. You know, you get issues that come with you from being in
That
a war.
experience.
Yeah, being in a war. It's not good. It's ugly. But and the same thing's happening now with the guys that are coming back from the Middle East. You know,
Yeah.
except that now it's a little bit more. We know how hard it was for us, those of us that were in Vietnam. So whenever I see a person in uniform, or I know that they're military, hey, welcome home. I don't want these young guys that are coming back now to go through the same thing that we went through, you know, because I think people, and I'm sure everybody had their reasons for not treating us nicer, but because you know how people treated you when you came back, going through the kind of stuff that we did, most of the guys I know are the same way. We extend our hand to say thank you, welcome home, that you're doing a good job, all those things, because we know what they are going through or what they've experienced themselves. It's ugly. So, you know, go ahead, keep looking at the rest of them, and maybe you have any other questions, or if you have any more questions, or...
Were you getting water here?
Yeah, because sometimes water is a luxury over there. Water, food. You have there's a case of what they call sea rations, and in each case it's got, I think, 20
sea rations.
Sea rations. The letter C / rations.
Oh, /
rations, sea rations. And it's a box of, I think it had like 12, I'm going to say 12 individual boxes. Each individual box was a meal. You had beans and franks in one box, and you had a little tin with cookies and some toilet paper. You might get a piece of candy and some chocolate in there. But these boxes, these sea rations, were probably things that were left over from Korea. So it wasn't like you were going to get stuff that was fresh. It probably had a stinky date already on it, stamped on it, you know, discard after 5 years. We were eating it 10 years later. But it had, you know, each, like I said, each little box had different little, had a fruit in there. Like I said, beans and franks was one.
Beans and franks?
Beans and franks. Like beans and, like hot dog weenies.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was thinking like the weenies.
Yeah, no.
Kind of like Spam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, what else was over there? I forgot. There's so many, it's been so long that,
I see like a meal
this is a meal like around Thanksgiving. So we got, when it was Christmas, when it was Thanksgiving, you know, they tried to bring us out hot food, or food on that which you could actually serve yourself.
Yeah. Was it hot over there?
It was in the summertime. In the summertime it was extremely hot. In the later, what we call winter over here, in the later months like October, November, December, it's we went
Wait, when was it hot in the summer?
In the summertime, like the hottest months were May, June, July, and August. Extremely hot. And on hot days, if you got in a firefight, what you thought was 100 degrees got to be 110, 115 degrees, because the bullets are flying over your head, rockets are flying and coming in, and people are screaming when they get hit. So hot was hot. But in the winter months, we went through the monsoon season. It's rainy. Monsoon. It's a monsoon season. So it's I think it's MONSOON. I think it's monsoon. But it's the rainy season over there. And when you're trying to walk through the hills and it's raining and you're in a foxhole, you know, because every time you move, if we move from, let's say we move